Mayor, would you like to proceed?
Yes, please.
Good evening. This is the meeting of the Borough of Highlands Mayor and Council regular meeting on Wednesday, October 15, 2025. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times and by posting at the Borough of Highlands Municipal Building and filing with the Borough Clerk all on January 1st, 2025. Items listed on the agenda are subject to change. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will now do roll call. Councilmember Cervantes?
Here.
Councilman Chalak?
Here.
Councilman Melnick?
Here.
Council President Shesky? Mayor Brulan?
Here.
Thank you. First, we have approval of minutes, October 1st, 2025 meeting minutes.
I'll offer.
I'll second.
Councilmember Cervantes?
Yes.
Councilman Chalak?
Yes.
Councilman Melnick?
Yes.
Mayor Brulan?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve October 1st, 2025 meeting minutes. Next, we have October 1st, 2025 executive session minutes.
I'll offer.
I'll second.
Councilmember Cervantes?
Yes.
Councilman Chalak?
Yes.
Councilman Melnick?
Yes.
Mayor Brulan?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries to approve October 1st, 2025 executive session minutes. Next, we have public hearing on proposed ordinance 02523, amending Chapter 10, Buildings and Housing, Section 10-2, fees of the Code of the Borough of Highlands.
Are there any questions about this ordinances before we open it to the public?
No.
Okay. We are open to the public. If anyone has any question regarding this change in fees. It's a downward change. It was $125. It's down to $30. And this is just extending, let me see right here. So it's the Uniform Construction Code fee schedule for continuing certified, the certificate of occupancy. Any questions? Gentlemen? No? Okay. With that, I will close the public portion, and I will offer this ordinance. I'll second.
Councilmember Cervantes?
Yes.
Councilman Chalak?
Yes.
Councilman Melnick?
Yes.
Mayor Brulan?
Yes.
Motion carries. 02523 passed on second and final hearing. Next, we have resolutions. R25-186, authorizing adoption of amendments to the borough's personnel policies and procedures manual and personnel policies and procedures manual, supervisory supplement and distribution of personnel policies and procedures manual, and personnel policies and procedures manual supervisory supplements.
Mike, if you'd like to take a couple of minutes.
Every 2 years, our insurance requires us to update our personnel policies and procedures and to provide training. So this is our update from 2023, and we're looking at that training schedule probably the last week of the month.
And that will be during the day?
Correct.
Could we have that, I don't know, I guess you might need to check with Ellen, but if there's any way that we can have that recorded, that way we could participate in it, or at least, okay. Anyone have any questions?
Anything you consider as categorized as significant change this year, or this is just routine sharing fees?
It's routine.
Yep.
Okay. I will make the offer.
I'll second.
Councilmember Cervantes?
Yes.
Councilman Chalak?
Yes.
Councilman Melnick?
Yes.
Mayor Brulan?
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolution R25-186. Next, we have R25-187, providing for the transfer of surplus funds.
And I'm assuming these were suggestions made by the CFO?
Correct.
Okay.
And being that our first meeting in November is after November 1st, we want to do it now to be impacted to November 1st.
Okay. I'm fine with that. All good?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'll offer it.
I'll second that.
Councilmember Cervantes?
Yes.
Councilman Chalak?
Yes.
Councilman Melnick?
Yes.
Mayor Brulan?
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolution R25-187. Next, we have consent agenda. Mayor, would you like me to read the resolutions by title?
Yes, please.
R25-188, designating Arjica Builders as the exclusive redeveloper of the certain property located at 289 Bay Avenue, identified as Block 81, Lot 12, on the tax map of the Borough of Highlands, and authorizing the execution of a redevelopment agreement. R25-189, amending Resolution 25-183, entitled Property Tax Cancellation. R25-190, confirming temporary appointment of patrolman. R25-191, approving a membership application for the Highlands First Aid Squad. R25-192, 92, affirming the Borough of Highlands civil rights policy with respect to all officials, appointees, employees, prospective employees, volunteers, independent contractors, and members of the public that come into contact with municipal employees, officials, and volunteers. R25-193, authorizing payment of bills.
Do we have an offer? Okay.
Go ahead, Karen.
I have a question I hope, Mike, you can answer. I saw on the bills collaborative leadership from at Fairleigh Dickinson, but there wasn't, and it was $4,670. I didn't see,
It was a management class, that the, superintendent of public works is going to.
okay. Hmm. Okay, that's Spencer, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Just, you have more questions? I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to know who it was for and where it was going.
Sure. So just as far as the redevelopment agreement, so that 289, that's a vacant lot.
It is.
Is this our first vacant lot that we're going to have in the redevelopment zone since
Yes,
we've done
there's,
that?
they're actually, thinking of coming back to the land use board because, their original idea was to do dry flood proofing, which is incredibly expensive.
Yep.
So now they're looking towards their architect to see if maybe, having a FEMA okayed, elevator so that they could lift it, have all of the parking underneath and open space underneath, and then, have the retail floor on the first floor and then the two apartments above that to get it 100% out of the flood zone.
Awesome.
So as soon as they make that decision, I'll make everyone aware as to which way they're going to go. But yeah, dry flood proofing is really expensive.
It's just exciting to see. We've had
Exactly.
some
The first
development
vacant
in
lot,
there, but
right?
Yeah, first vacant
It's
lot.
about time.
Yeah. It's been years.
No other questions?
Okay.
All right. So, Don, you want to offer it?
Oh, I'll offer, sure.
Okay. I'll second.
Councilmember Cervantes?
Yes.
Councilmember Chalack?
Yes.
Councilmember Melnick?
Yes.
Mayor Bulan?
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolutions R25-188 through R25-193. Next, we have administrators' report and best practices.
That time of year again, we have to do best practices to get the final 5% of our state aid. We needed a score of 32 to get the final 5%, we got a 41.
Overachievers.
Very good.
Go over a couple of the, some of the questions that one of the questions for the budget has is how to create a community absence liability trust fund pursuant to NJSC 5:455. The answer is yes, we have to do that every year. We have money set aside for when people retire. Another budget question shows NJSA 48-40, the CFO, for the end of the first month of the fiscal year, files his annual best statement with the Division of Government Services, yes, it does. An environmental question, do we have a public vehicle charging station installed on municipal property? Yes, we do. Another local government ethics law for ethics question, designed to ensure transparency in government, requires local government officers to file financial disclosure statements annually, and we do that, I believe, it's in April.
Mm-hmm.
And another question asks if we post all our funds to the general ledger, at least on a monthly basis, the CFO does. Trying to get like one from each sections that go through. And some of the questions are just unscored or just for information that, okay, here's another shared services, NJSA 4865-4 requires that a copy of each shared service agreement to be filed with the Division of Local Government Services, and yes, we do that. And the last part of this is that it was discussed during a council meeting, so we'll comply and we'll be there.
Okay, well done. Thank you. Anyone have anything else that they want to discuss before we go to public portion? Okay, then can you please read the meeting statement?
Public portion. Individuals wishing to address the council shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their name, address, and the group, if any, they represent. Although the council encourages public participation, it reserves the right through its presiding officer to terminate remarks to and/or by any individual not in keeping with the conduct of a proper and efficient meeting. If any individual refuses to conduct themselves in a proper manner, they will be removed from the meeting. The council will not, during the public portion of this meeting, discuss matters involving employment, appointment, termination of employment, negotiations, terms and conditions of employment, evaluation of the performance of, promotion, or discipline of any specific, prospective, or current employee. There is a 3-minute time limit for your comments.
Okay.
Joseph Dorn, 102 Valley Avenue. Here, about the update on the situation with the Haven House. Fairly right away. I sent an email last week, and I did in contact with Mike. That is together. And I'd just like to know what's happening with that problem, which I brought to the attention of the borough that the hay was replaced improperly from what was advised by Mr. Rafferty. Just want to know if there's any comment to me regarding that, and if there's a resolution to what the problem is.
I did speak just with Spencer, and I think I talked about this, and he said that it was agreed upon by you and by him where we're going to go. And then you had mentioned that they were in the wrong, you felt that they were put in the wrong place.
So they are in the wrong place.
I did speak with Joe about it, and Joe, it's going to be up to you about seeing pictures of it so he can see if they are where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, right now I'm having the one.
So if you have like any pictures or anything to show, go take a look at it and see if
Pictures I have don't do any justice to being on the site.
was there any problems with the rain the last few days? Did it help at all, or did it, like, what happened?
It's in an area that has minimal impact on the overall site. They're not doing anything.
Did it not help at all?
They didn't build anything greater, which I've been talking about for almost 4 years now. Which was supposed to be built in. Well, that's where the windows were supposed to go, and according to your report, that's where it was supposed to go.
It was supposed to go in the crater, but when you're on site, it's not certain yourself. We were concerned about getting them to that crater.
Correct.
And the water that was coming down from that section to the crater. It was damming them up and making the water go towards that trench that's already existing, which is what I believe DPW what they did to, again, protect your property. The goal was that. The ultimate goal of you from these meetings has been to have the most amount of protection for your property from water rushing down from the trench in a cleared area where the property next to you is coming down very steeply, and then it would come down to your property. So the idea was it would be established hay bales in a manner that would have an impact of keeping water from coming onto the property. That would be a successful move. I understand that the recommendation was agreed upon at 24 hay bales, Spencer's team put 30 units.
That is correct.
So,
They're in the wrong location.
again, but they just filled in the hole of the low point, and then water bypassed the low point and just came rushing down. It would still have negative impacts on the property.
That's in contradiction to your report. We were all there where that big crater is, which is the lowest point.
But the water by hitting the hay bales and going the other way was the lowest.
We're not gonna get anywhere if we're not gonna be on site. We're gonna go around in circles. Go around in circles here. Those hay bales were placed in the wrong location. They were put in area 1, and they were supposed to be placed in area 2.
Mr. Lawrence, did you receive Mr. Rafferty's email?
No, I'm not.
I'll look and
Can you
see.
resend it? And I think it would be helpful if you sent the pictures specifically that you have.
As I said, the pictures will do you no justice. I have them on my phone. They will not show how those hay bales were placed.
He's been to the site and he understands where they, are supposed to go and where they should be. And if there was, as I understand it, a modification of that report based on the site conditions that happen all the time. So I'm sure he'll take a look and determine if anything else needs to be done. But can you at least take one of those pictures so we can evaluate the situation?
This is not complicated. This is very simple. Hay bales were installed. They were installed in the wrong place. I was in shock when I went there. I'm not creating this or fabricating this. I have no reason to even want to be here and complaining. I want to be here and saying thank you for doing the job properly. Nobody called me when they did it. I didn't even know it was done until 3 weeks later. And by that time, the hay bales had been rained upon. It was difficult to move once they get water line like that. I would have moved them myself. As you all know, I put 48 hay bales up there myself. It's not healthy for me. Now, somebody can go out to the site and meet me there with them. Okay, so we can see this for what it really is. Now, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to be here. As you can see, I'm getting aggravated now. Okay? The hay bales are in total contradiction to the report, where they placed it. I can show you the report here. I invite everybody in this room to come out over these stupid hay bales. It's ridiculous. When I went up to see where they were, I was like in shock. That's not where we decided to put the hay bales. That big crater still exists. I don't know what else to say. Sending all the photos in the world, not going to do it justice. Just can't capture it in camera. I tried. I thank you for listening to me. I don't want to come here again. And I don't want to be made to feel that what I'm telling you is not reality. That's not who I am. I'm not making this up. I'm living in the twilight zone. We had a big meeting out there, okay, with everybody. I must be living somewhere else. Nobody believes me. Also, the indifference and the challenging of me. Verify. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think I'm right, until I'm proven otherwise. I'm not an unreasonable person. Shouldn't have to rise to this level or something like this. No, I want to make a joke about it. Like, right here on North Beach Street. Sequel 3. All I want us to do is to be done with this. I thought the hay bales were going to be placed where they're supposed to be placed and be done with this. I want to say thank you. That's all I want to do. I want to go away. wants to hear from me. I get that. And I'm not here to blame any one particular person, one way or the other. I just want the hay bales put in the right place. That's it. No more than that. If there's any further comments, let this gentleman speak. Taking too much time, okay? Thank you.
I have a handout. Would you want to pass them around? While it was being passed around, my name is Bob Zielinski, and I live at 68 Shelton Road. Okay. Yeah, this summer, Rutgers University has a meeting at the State of the Climate. And I was unable to attend, but I did get their summary, which you have here, and it was about a 60-page report that I read. And just a few things I'd like to highlight on here. First off, that precipitation is more variable, what they have found, meaning that when it rains, we're finding that we're getting more inches during these storms than we used to. And they documented, number of percentage increase, we have more 2 inches of rain than 4 inches. We're also seeing more dry periods, where we're seeing more dry months, and we're kind of still in the middle of the drought now. Temperature has increased. Since the 1900s, they documented that temperature has increased 4 degrees Fahrenheit. And last year was the second warmest year in New Jersey. And I know the past several years have been documented as the warmest years, so this trend is continuing. And then finally about sea level. The rise in sea level is accelerating from 1980s to 2024. They've documented that the sea level is rising 2.2 inches per decade. And I think one of the surprising statistics that they have is that they've documented since 1911 in Atlantic City, sea level has risen 19 inches. And again, that is partly sea level rise, partly subsidence of the land, because those affect the apparent sea level rise. Now, about a year ago, this council put a ballot question. And in my opinion, the way it was written and worded to fail. And it definitely did. It did not give any positive things for the Corps of Engineering study. I believe it was one-sided and did not, say how much money the federal government was committing, did not say how much money the state government was committing, and our share, which was put as on the letter, I think it's $13 million we have to pay, but it didn't say that that was, I think, it is 8% of what the total cost is. So in reality, the work they were doing, the project they were working on, was a real bargain. Since the election, again, I've heard, and most people have read, that the Trump administration is trying to more or less defund FEMA. And what they're doing is cutting money going to FEMA. They're also trying to take disaster relief and take it out of the federal government's hands and put it in the state's hands. I think, as you all know, they also felt that the Monmouth Hills project was defunded, the money was taken away because it was a wasteful project and wasteful spending. So I think my question for this council is, the way the ballot question was worded, I really don't know. Maybe most of the people in town did not want the project, did not want a wall or anything that the Corps of Engineers came up with. But I don't think we know that, because the question did not give both sides. So I think it was a very unfair question. I don't think it was representative of what was happening and did not project what could be happening in the future. And again, I think the study from Rutgers University says the water's coming, and it's still coming. Temperature's rising, and it's rising more in the northern hemisphere than the southern hemisphere. What does that higher temperature do? It melts glaciers. And that, again, there's documentations of glacial melting both in Antarctica and in Greenland. My question to you is, what is this council's plan since that project has been killed? What is your plan to protect highlands from catastrophic, from sea level rise, from increasing storm intensity over the next 10, 20, 50, 100 years? Thank you.
One thing I will address in all of the things that you just said is that the Trump administration did not cancel our Monmouth Hills project. They canceled the entire BRIC for the entire country. It wasn't just that they canceled our one project. They canceled hundreds of millions of dollars that were going to be for projects, resiliency projects, that were going to be done in every state in the country and in some tribal lands as well. We are working with engineering and with our grant writers to find other sources of funding that are not tied to the federal government. We are working with the state and the county, and with the infrastructure bank, the iBank, as well as there's also one federal that we were looking at, and that was at the USDA for stormwater. But obviously now we can't do much because nobody's working in Washington. So that's why we're really poised to look for state, county, and also there are some grants out there that are from individual corporations. So we're looking at all of those in order to help, please.
Is that just for the Monmouth Hills project?
No, it's for everything, everything.
But specific to the Monmouth Hills project, what the majority of the community believes is, we've been looking at over the last 3 months since the cancellation and bringing up the project to the Valley Street pump station and North Street pump station, Snow Harbor area. We had talked as recently as last week with the iBank, specifically the CHAMP program, which they are going to be reconfiguring themselves because their internal doctrine was tied to FEMA, and they're looking at reworking that in 2026 because the internal state program, they don't want to be tied to FEMA, which got the rug pulled out from under. So we're very much in talks with them, and we'll be reconfiguring with them in January. Now looking at possibly, we're talking $5 million, and then possibly at phase 2 would be a possible other $25 million that they would have available at the state level for permit-ready projects that are designed, ready to go, from shelf to bidders. And because what Barrow's done in terms of upfront design, it's not a wishful idea. These are design projects that just need funding. So right now, we're letting the state catch up to the federal realignment, and then we'll be there ready, willing to act, able to act, hopefully as soon as next year on the smaller aspects of that project being North Street and Valley Street. The larger portion of the project, Snow Harbor, that'll probably come in time once the iBank is more resilient. We're talking about the transportation program, which is related to roads. There's grant funding for further design in much as $100,000 in design grant that's out there. So all these things are on the table because not just our community, but many communities are in this workshop. We had a plan, the one got pulled out. The state is looking at our community and other communities to help out. So the 25 million, that is for all the projects in New Jersey. So we'd be putting in our project ready, shovel ready project along with X number of others. Correct, but again, you gotta think about the fact that permit-wise, DEP-wise, where other communities are versus our project. We're a lot further along because of how close we are with Brick project. Where a great idea is a great idea, but it could be 3 years of design. We started that track 3 years ago.
Anyone else? No? Okay. Then I will close public portion. And I will motion to adjourn.
All second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned at 7:31.